First of all, it's a great honor to be in Berlin and part of this great program. Like I've said many times before, it's one of the top 5 organizations in Europe with top 5 infrastructure. A lot of people look from the outside as this being one of the elite programs in Europe, you know, for what they've done the last 15, 20 years. If you look at other teams in other countries, very few teams have done what Berlin has done over that time frame. Some teams, like they talked about, some teams are 1 year, 2 years, 3 years and gone. You know, Berlin's done that for 15 or 20 years. With that being said, you know, it's a great challenge to be here in this situation. You know, myself and the players, we really look forward to the challenge. What we would try to do is build a culture. We want a culture of success and development. And in my opinion, they go hand in hand. Okay? We've always tried to develop our players and develop our team. The better we can develop our players, the better chance we have to be a better team. You know, that's what we've done in the past with teams I've coached. We've always tried to develop, whether it's Americans, Germans, whatever. We've always tried to develop our players. With that being said, you know, we want a great connection between the pro team and the youth teams. And we want to be one, looked upon as one. Not the pro team and the youth program. We want to be looked upon as one program. One program going in one direction. With development comes success. And, you know, we'll, of course, to a certain extent, we'll be measured on our successes. Like, you know, we're in a product environment. People will judge us by our successes. What we try to focus on is the process, on how we get there. You know, very rarely do I talk with the team about the end result, the product. Okay? We focus on the process of how we want to do things. Okay? And you know, and to a certain extent, it's not where we're at, but where we're going. Okay? And like Marco and Axel touched on, we're not in a situation, and we do not want to be in a situation where we want to buy success. We need to build and develop success. This way it can go year after year after year. And this is what this club has done for the last 15 or 20 years. And this is why, in my opinion, they've been successful year after year after year. They've built on things. You know, we are fortunate to keep 2 foreign players and keep 4 German players from last year's team. Okay? As Marco touched on, we only have 4 new players. So it's, you know, and with great teams, you always see, great organizations, you always see a base, a continuing base where you're not changing 9 or 10 players every year. You're changing as few players as possible. And that's a situation we have right now. And as a coach, I feel very fortunate to come into that situation. Of course, it's a new philosophy. a new coach. I've coached Deshaun Wood for 1 year, Derek Allen for the better part of 3 months. Otherwise, everything is, brand new for the players. It will take time. Obviously, we don't have much time with the EuroLeague qualifications coming up. We're in a do or die situation in a week and a half, and we have to be ready to compete. The preseason has been very interesting. We were very fortunate to go to China. I thought it was a great experience for the club, for the players, for the team, to represent the city of Berlin in China. Anytime I have a chance to take a team into a different culture, a different situation, I jump at the situation. We were in Turkey, which was another interesting situation. We had a 5 or 6 day camp down there. It was very well organized, and I thought we made steps day by day in Turkey. Are we need to be where we want to be to compete? No. We're a work in process, day by day, week by week, month by month. We'll focus on getting better. And I've always said, you learn more from losing. Of course, we don't want to lose, but it's a process we must go through. Are we going to be the team we want to be in a few days or a few weeks or a month? No. We want to be playing our best basketball at the right time, which means playoff time in May and June. It's a process we go through, a foundation. Right now we're building a foundation. We're laying a foundation. And with the EuroLeague qualifications coming up, we've had to be very careful not to go too quick. People have asked me many times, do we have our system in? The answer is no. Will we have our total system in by the time we play in Charleroi in a week and a half? The answer is no. Will we compete? Yes. We have part of our system in. But it's something we build throughout the year. Basically, all we've put in right now is the foundation. We have our defensive system in as far as the man. We just finished putting it in this morning, actually. And we have I think 3 or 4 offensive plays. That's it right now. I've found out in the past, if you go too quickly, you end up doing nothing well. Right now, our focus is on doing a few things well. And if we can do a few things well, we can build on those few things. When you look at this team, we want to make the city of Berlin, our fans, the organization, proud of the product we put on the floor. We'd like to put a great product on the floor that the fans, our organization, the city can relate to, can be proud of. And to do that, there has to be an identity. And people ask me what our identity is. Do we have one yet? Right? We do not have one yet, but we would like to have an identity of a team that plays with great passion, a team that works extremely hard, and a team that plays together. If you look at any great team in any sport, there's an identity. People see an identity, what it is. You know, and we need, and that's one of the things we try to do, is we will strive to create an identity. Okay? That when people see our game, they can see, hey, those are players, that's a team that plays together. They play hard. Nobody outworks them. Okay? And they play with great passion. They enjoy playing. You can see the love of the game. Okay? And that's what we hope. That's what we hope that this team will be able to do. Is it there yet? No. It's a process that we're working on. You know, we were very happy with the players we were able to recruit. You know, we worked together, Mitat, myself, Marco, the assistant coaches, we worked together. People did a lot of work, a lot of background checks. And so we were very pleased with the people we got. And the players we got wanted to be here. It was a priority to come here. For example, Deshaun Wood. My conversation with him took about 20 seconds. He says, "Coach, I'm coming." You know, Taurine Francis. Players made sacrifices to come here because this is where they want to be. And that meant a lot to us. It takes time for these new players to get into the system. I was very fortunate enough to bring our best player last year from Frankfurt, Deshaun Wood, who was MVP of the league. He's better than last year. He's developed. He's become more of a leader. But he's a piece to the puzzle. In Frankfurt, he was the piece. In Berlin, he's one of the pieces. Our goal, it's like I told the team to begin with. When I went to Frankfurt 2 years ago, I said I came back to win a championship within a year and a half. We came close. Okay? We came close. We almost did it. You know, hopefully I'm here for 2 years, hopefully longer. But within that 2 years, we would like to build and develop and hopefully win a championship within that 2 years. If I do my job properly, I believe we have a good chance. Obviously, Bamberg is the favorite. They've won 2 championships. They've built on paper one of the best teams one of the best teams ever to play in the German league, probably on paper. Bamberg will be the measuring stick, so to speak. for us and other teams. They're the two-time champions. They're the team to beat. It's kind of funny. Chris Fleming and our good friends, and we talked at least once or twice on the phone when I was in Frankfurt. We haven't talked for 2 months since I came to Berlin. You know, there's a little more of a rivalry between the two clubs. I think it's great that Munich's in the league. It's great for German basketball. The better teams we have, the better it is for German basketball. I think the German league has a chance to really go ahead this year. It's probably the most underrated league in Europe right now. The last couple of years it's been very good, but we still don't have that respect out of Italy, out of Spain, out of France. There's people last year, a couple French people who saw our games in Frankfurt, and they told me that the German league is better than the French league now. But a lot of people outside don't really see that yet. I think 2 years ago, you know, ALBA was in the Euro Cup final. Göttingen won the Euro Cup challenge. They really made a mark. But to a certain extent, until a team or Bamberg does something in the Euro League, that's kind of the measuring stick. The Euro League, the Euro Cup. But with the economy in Germany, with the league, I see a great future for German basketball. The biggest thing in German basketball is we have to develop our German players. The league will be as strong as our German players are. The Spanish league is very strong because they've done a great job developing their own players. The Italian league has fallen down lately because they got away from developing their own players. The Turkish league, they've spent a lot of money.